All right, we're talking with Don Frazier, the son of Basil Frazier, who was just inducted into the Washington Horse Racing Hall of Fame. And Don, if you had to learn from someone, just hearing about and being able to witness your dad ride, his career at Long Acres, because that's basically when I started going to the track and kind of following along. He was one that you always had to be on the lookout for. What a career he had.
He had a really wonderful career, and I'm just honored to be, his son and be able to follow in his footsteps as far as, being a jockey and a riding career. Also, have a family also, and be able to do things that keep everybody happy.
Well, and I mean, it was more than just his ability and everything as a jockey. But I can tell you, I started, at the track in 1974 with my grandma as a 9-year-old, and by the time I got into a career as in radio, we had a couple of radio days at the track when we bring a group out, and that's when your dad had retired, and he'd come and help with the groups and talk, and he was the star of the show. We did that like 3 times, and everyone couldn't wait to see Basil again.
My dad had a pretty good gift of gab, and he knew this business really well. And back then, in those days, when I was a younger fellow, he used to take me to the racetrack. I mean, he would even carry me in his arms. I'd be 1 or 2 years old. And then once I learned to be able to navigate around the barn area and stuff, he just kind of like turned me loose back there because he knew I had the best babysitter in the grounds. It would be the backside. Everybody knew me, knew my dad, and if I got caught doing something wrong, my dad knew about it before I even seen him.
That's the community, right? The special community of racing. When you look back at his career, what one horse or one race really sticks out to you? I assume that he had many that he fit and loved to ride time and again, but was there one that just kind of rose above everyone?
I remember him riding the horse called Here Comes Turbulator. He was a champion up there at Long Acres, and it was just really exciting when that horse run, because Gary Henson, which was a really good friend of my dad's, they hung out and fished together, would make that announcement, and here comes Turbulator, real loud, and it got the crowd really involved. I mean, those two worked really well together as far as that goes, and my dad, he just had, like Gary was saying, he had this great sense of balance and timing on a horse and how to be able to be quiet. That's one of the things I watched my dad do quite a bit, and I adopted quite a bit of that into my success as far as a jockey.
What do you think he would like to be best known as in the sport? What was the most important, I guess, legacy to him? I'm guessing it's not the number of wins. It just seems like it's something other.
My dad liked the horse racing business as far as being able to be. He didn't have to be on the favorite. He just liked to go out there and figure out a way to beat him. If he put him on a false pace or be behind the horse and not let anybody know where he was at in a race and catch him by surprise. He won a lot of races right at the wire where the rider that thought he had won the race was shaking his head afterward, like, what happened?
The late act of surprise there. You would do that, but at the same time, ultra dangerous on the front. If you left him alone, you weren't going to catch him.
He had a quiet way of doing that. My dad told me one time, he said, the most exciting part of the race for me is the start. He said, and him being the built the way he was, he just sat so quiet on the horse. When they hollered go, when that starting gate opened, that horse was gone. But my dad would sit so still on him, and very, very lightly, light set hands is what they call it, hands gently on the reins and on the horse's neck. The horse would think that there was nobody on his back, and his ears would come up and relax. And then when the horses come to him, my dad says, best thing to do is let a horse do his own job. The more you do with him, you get to messing him up. He knows what he's doing. And that's how my dad did. And then when it comes to where he had to really get busy, of course, then it was too late for the other riders.
He had a fabulous career, great guy, great ambassador of racing as well. Great honor for him and your family. It's great to have him in the Hall of Fame.
Oh, it's a great honor for him to be there. There's a lot of quality, top-notch people in there. Glad fits right in with them. And I sure appreciate everything that Washington State has done for him and given the chance and opportunity to do these things.
All right, thanks, Don. Great to meet you.
Nice to meet you too, sir.